Hi, it's Steve from PartSelect. Today we're going to try to look at what makes ice makers fail. Remember, parts are specific to your model of refrigerator, and the ones shown today may not be the right parts for you. To get the right part for your refrigerator, be sure to search PartSelect.com using your model number. If you need help finding your model, use our model number locator. The link is in the description. If your refrigerator is equipped with an ice maker or an ice maker and a water dispenser, it will need to be connected to your household water supply. The water supply will be connected to the refrigerator through a water inlet valve. The water then flows through the water filter and into the ice maker, the water dispenser, or the reservoir for the water dispenser. When water goes to the ice maker, it flows into the ice cube tray. The water is then cooled by the refrigerator's cooling unit. When the water is frozen, a thermostat in the mold closes the circuit that turns on the ice maker head to start the harvest cycle. A motor is activated which turns the eject arm and applies pressure on the cubes. At the same time, a heater in the mold is activated to allow the cubes to loosen from the mold, and as they are freed, the eject arm will push them from the mold into the ice bin. At this point, the fill valve is activated for approximately 7 to 9 seconds to fill the mold again. Your ice maker is equipped with a shut-off arm that measures the amount of ice in the bin and will turn off when this is full. If your ice maker is not producing ice, you should first check for a full mold. If there are full-size ice cubes in the mold, then you may have a problem with the shut-off arm, the ice maker itself, or with the electrical supply to the ice maker harness connection. You can manually operate the ice maker by removing the cover and inserting an insulated jumper wire into the appropriate test points T and H. This will initiate a cycle, and at the end of the cycle, the fill valve will cycle on for approximately 7 to 9 seconds. If there are no ice cubes or only small ice cubes, then you should suspect a problem with the water supply to the ice maker. Verify that the fill tube to the back of the ice maker is not frozen. If there are no ice cubes or only small ice cubes, then you should suspect a problem with the water supply to the ice maker. Verify that the fill tube to the back of the ice maker is not frozen. If the tube is frozen, then you should suspect a low water flow condition that could be caused by either a restricted water filter, a restricted supply line, or low pressure at the fill valve inlet. The water filter can be eliminated by replacing it or by installing the bypass plug that should have been supplied with the refrigerator. The supply tubing is usually exposed for a visual inspection. The ice maker may be fed from either the filter or from the fill valve. You can also disconnect the tubing to allow you to force air through the line to check for a restriction. Remember to shut off the water supply and to unplug the refrigerator first. To check the operation of the fill valve, you must first verify that you have water pressure to the inlet. Shut off the supply valve and then disconnect the inlet to the fill valve. Then position the tubing into a pail and turn the water supply back on. If the water flow is sufficient and the filter is not plugged, then you may have a defective fill valve or a restriction in the supply tubes to or from the filter or to the ice maker. Source the tubing that supplies the ice maker either from the filter or directly from the water inlet valve and disconnect that tubing at the inlet to the ice maker fill tube. Position the tubing into a pail and have someone activate the ice maker by the manual test procedure. If water does not flow, then you may have a problem with the valve or with the circuit that supplies voltage to the valve. The valve should make a low volume hum when it is activated, or you can verify power is being supplied by using a voltmeter. Use caution as you're working with a live circuit. If you have verified that the valve is being powered and have no water output, then the valve is defective. If you do not have power to the valve, then you can suspect either the ice maker or the associated wiring harnesses, and if this is the case, you should call a service technician. Now that you have a better idea of your problem and can identify what the solution could be and what, if any, parts you need to repair or replace, go to PartSelect.com. There you can order your parts and find more information about your specific repair.